so now is the time in the show when we check in. Oh, it's our 55th in a row. And I actually got the date right today. We got some video submissions this week from Damian and also from Jules. So Jules is attending live, and Damian is in Croatia. So he's probably asleep right now, but here is his video.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to record a video the last couple of weeks, but it's an end of the school year, and for us as teachers, it's a very busy time. When Pat Brown heard that I was on the lookout for a meteorite to be used for public outreach, he offered to help and sent me one completely for free. I couldn't believe his generosity, and I've been impatiently waiting for it ever since. And then we have the new song from Pat Brown.
Oh. Dum, dum, dum.
Needless to say, I was shocked, both by its size and its beauty. It's fully desert varnished, with fantastically smooth primary surface, and smoothed and, I believe, regmaglyphed secondary surface. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm simply thrilled and couldn't have asked for a more beautiful specimen. Unclassified eucrite fragment. Enjoy the photographs and see you next week, when hopefully I'll have more material to show you.
Wow. That was really nice of you to share that with him. Thank you.
Yeah, he's doing outreach work. Wow, that is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at the contrast in that vein, the shock vein through it.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and the video ends on that frame too. Yeah.
Beautiful.
He does some really great micro work.
His photography work is over the top beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. And the really thin fusion crust with the eucrite material poking through. Wow. That's great. Damian, thank you so much. Hello in Croatia. That's a great video, man. Thank you so much. And I hope your schooling is going well. Don't skip on your grades. We don't have any rules here. You know what I mean? You want to show something off? Let's put a camera on you, just like Bruce.
So, and since we were talking about, two things found together, or are they? Get this to show up a little bit better. So you guys see that one stone, but it's like two very different looking things inside.
Yeah, different lithology.
Yeah, two very see. And with the magnet, it sticks on both, but it is way stronger on the top than it is on the bottom. This is Gold Basin.
Wow.
Cool.
That's a big Gold Basin.
Yeah, but it's like if you had a slice from down on the bottom, it's going to look one way. If you have something from the top, it's going to look something completely different. I mean, pieces I've seen of Gold Basin generally look, I think, more of the top version than the bottom, right? It's classified as L4, and it has several classifications.
We're going to check in with Chris Monk now. Chris is about to step into the world of manhood. He's about to have he has found his first thing to classify, and he's just dying to show it off, and I'm dying to see it. So Chris, turn on your camera and I'll highlight you, buddy.
So as we talked about last week, you had speculated that I was on Meteorite Timeout, which this is the reason I'm on Meteorite Timeout. I received my package, and there is, it doesn't seem like it's focusing very well. anyhow, I bought a group of stones that are currently, I sent off the package today. I actually received this yesterday. A group of stones that I am having classified.
That's a nice one.
And
That's nice orientate.
Beauty.
got a lot. So talking, as Pat mentioned, so this is the largest of the stones. This one's 75 grams. But it seems like everything that we were talking about tonight kind of led up to this. So with that being said, here's an interesting thing. These stones
What?
are magnetic, the big ones. The big stones are magnetic. However, these stones are not.
Wow.
There's a couple of the little ones that are slightly magnetic. There's a couple of the little ones that are slightly magnetic. So we were talking about it, as Pat likes to say, in the pregame show, and kind of going over some stuff. But for those of you who know me, I don't leave anything uncut for long. So this is one of the smaller stones.
That's beautiful, my man.
Looks very
Nice.
CV3-ish. So I'm hoping for my first classification to be a carbonaceous, and I was actually on the lookout for something that is worth classifying. So this is the stone that I woke up really early this morning, and before I went to work, I went out into the garage and cut. Either they're the same or not, I don't know. Topher, you had suggested CR2.
Yeah, when I looked at this one right here, I'll be honest with you, it looks identical to NWA 1465, which is a anomalous one. It's one of only 5. But on the slice that you showed me, when I first saw a picture of it, again, on Facebook Messenger, so it wasn't the highest quality, but I'm standing by what I'm seeing right now. Yes, CV3 is a definite possibility, but I would not drop dead if CR came back.
That's so beautiful from the outside.
Yeah, it is.
And the other ones too, the chocolatey colored ones are so beautiful from the outside as well.
Well, and you know, that was one of the real, like, there's so many of these individuals that just have the really good texture on the outside, really nice desert patina on them. This one, actually, we were talking about, actually looks like it still has a little bit of crust on it.
I think that one has a lot of crust on it.
Yeah.
It's
you can
blacker, smoother.
Those are beautiful chondrils sticking out, man.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
got a bunch of chondrils melted in half. Yep.
You can see the contraction cracks up there at the top. Yeah, so either way, whether it turns out to be 1 or 2 or all the same, or some weird unclassified previously stone, I'm super excited to have my first classification, and no matter what it turns out, I feel like it's going to be carbonaceous.
Yeah, well, I 100% agree with you that it's going to be carbonaceous. Exactly what kind, whether it's going to be 1 or 2. Either way, I'm happy for you, man. And it just gets Daniel 50 miles closer to Portland. So seriously, everyone speak up and interject and add to the conversation, like Mike Kelly is going to do right about now.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday.
Right.
So I wanted to start off. I only got a couple things to show today, but in a little pre-meet, we were talking about radioactive stuff, and we've talked trinitite before. So there is my first piece of trinitite. which is cool. It's green. And we did our little talk on quasi crystals, and I think it was 2 weeks ago we said that they had found quasi crystals in red trinitite, which was a good discussion, but I didn't have any to show, so we had to fix that. So,
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
I have to give a shout out to Derek Eust. He hooked me up. That is a not huge but tiny little piece of red trinitite.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the stuff, and the theory behind that is that the copper that was all the leads and all of the instrumentation around the actual gadget device is what became the red trinitite, and then the tower itself that it was suspended on, like 100 feet up in the air, melted down, and the high steel content produces black trinitite. So,
Wow, that's pretty cool.
that's the little bit that they went ahead and did the research on to find another new man-made quasi crystal.
Nice.
That is so rare. Wow.
Because Mike was talking about trinitite. This is not trinitite, but when I have to be an adult in my real life, I'm an electrician. So this is what happens when a 525,000 volt line hits the ground.
Wow.
Arced out.
That's a man-made fulgurite.
Oh yeah, man-made fulgurite. And you can see here some of the line is still attached.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. That's beautiful.
I don't know. I just thought I'd show that since we were talking about stuff other than fulgur or real impactites or.
You just have, we didn't see that big
Oh,
slice.
the last one? Well, this was the explanation for why I am in a timeout right now.
Wow. Is that Abapanu?
Yep.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Oh.
Gorgeous slice.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Remember back in the day when I traded you, part of the trade for the microscope was a piece of Abapanu?
Yes. Yep. I've still got that one in the collection someplace, but it's no longer the biggest one I have.
Yeah, I'm now embarrassed of the slice I sold you. We're trading for.
So this is Pesiano. This is a 1933 fall in Kyrgyzskaya Oblast, Russia. And the reason I am very, very happy to have this one, also shout out to Derek Eust on that one, is when I take that one and I put it here in this top row, that is now a complete set of all 9 Albright falls.
Wow.
Wow.
So there's a total of 69 Albrights. Of that, there are 41 that are from Antarctica. So you're not getting those.
No.
And then of the rest, there are 9 falls, starting with Albris. That was in France, 1936.
Now, Albris is what the Albrights are named after. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's
So
the
now-
type fall.
We're talking about the entire family of Albrights, which is a classification of meteorites, and they're all named after that very first one.
Correct. Yeah. And then Bishopville was the next to fall, and that fell in South Carolina in 1843. Busty fell after that in 1852 in India. The one you mentioned after that was Cumberland Falls, and that is an American fall. It's Kentucky, 1919.
Because that's the only other one I have.
Yeah. Then you had Kor Tamiki. I'm probably butchering that. 1932, and that was in Sudan. And then going back to America, you got Penablanca Springs.
That's a beautiful meteorite.
Yeah, that's an awesome meteorite. If you ever get a chance to go check out the big hunk of it over at Texas Christian University. It's a cool meteorite, and that was 1946 in Texas. And again, I like that one too because it fell into a swimming hole.
What I have here is an NWA, still in classification, 18.8 grams, location Algeria, and this is a class of brecciated impact melt eukarite, if that makes any sense. And it was found in 2019. And this is the June Meteorite Meteor of the Month Club.
That is gorgeous.
It is, and beautiful preparation on that slice. That's not easy to do with eucarites.
All right. So got a piece of Hobo shale from, let's see, it was Alan Mazer. So
Hoba is the world's largest meteorite.
it sits in a amphitheater of its own creation.
Rex.
Oh, that's a beautiful individual.
He
Yeah.
showed
Nice.
it to me the other day, and it blew my mind. Does anyone have an idea what it is? I just thought it was a fresh, unclassified. It's actually a classified meteorite. Now, that's part of the fun is, cutting into them for the first time and finding what you got on the inside. But there's also another part of meteorite collecting and the meteorite hobby, which is finding them. So he was out there in the desert running around and found a few of them and actually sent us a little video.
Hey, Topher. It's break time in the truck. I'm completely baked to the very core from hiking around today. I've had enough. But I thought I'd show you what I got. Let's see. These four are from yesterday. And then this is the stuff I got today. Anyway. So that's what we got.
A hobby, and we wouldn't have meteorites to sell, trade, cut, and enjoy and study if we weren't out there, if someone wasn't out there finding them. So little shout out to Matt Stream. Thanks for not inviting me and letting me know until it was too late. Yeah, screw you, bud. But no, I probably couldn't have gone anyway. But he was out in California a couple weekends ago, maybe last weekend, and he was hunting for meteorites out there. So a little shout out to Matt Stream of Streaming Meteorites.
Beautiful.
Ooh. Yeah. Wow.
The metal piece on towards the right of center is beautiful. All sorts of fluffy
Right there?
detail to it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
If you look at the two metal inclusions, if you will, those two metal inclusions, as Pat pointed out, have silicates in the middle of them. But if you look at it, they're all inside this one pebble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That pebble is separated from pretty much everything else. It's
Yeah,
Look at this.
it's
Yeah,
12.8 grams.
is that one classified?
Yes, it is NWA 7678.
Ooh, an earlier one.
And I can flip it around to see the other side.
It's from Mr. Ron Meshes, and
Oh,
I can't wait to see this.
Okay. All right. So this is a new piece I just got a day or two ago. It's an unclassified mesosiderite. And the interesting thing is those large dark areas are crystalline and they are translucent. All right. See right there along down here.
Beautiful.
sweet.
There's 2 spots. There's a little tiny spot there. And there's some up there in the
Down
corner.
the bottom, there was one too. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, look at that.
The big one is right
And
there.
the cutting job, yeah, the cutting job on these are just amazing.
But yeah, the piece came out very nice. I was kind of upset the way they first came out.
Oh,
Had a brown cast to it, but these
Oh yeah, yeah,
very, very nice.
beautiful.
oh, that's
Incredible.
gorgeous.
This is one of those pieces that you were going to give away for supporting that one fella.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So this,
Wow.
That's the one. Like-
Mhm.
Get a good feel for the stone.
CV3 was a pretty rare classification before Allende, and they had done limited science on it just because it was a fairly rare classification. And along comes Allende in Chihuahua State in Mexico, a short car drive from Houston. And so Allende went on to become one of the most researched meteorites, along with another meteorite that fell in 1969 in Australia.
The mighty Murch.
Murchison, yes.
Mhm.
12268. It's a CV3, and if you look at it, it still has a lot of the brown and tans in there.
Mm.
And the matrix on that one is kind of in between Chris's chocolate colored matrix and Allende's ashy gray colored matrix.
Mm.
That is kind of an oddball in that it looks very CV3-ish. This is a single stone, unclassified. And the notable absence of CAIs, of the normal fluffy sort of type. That little bit there might be a CAI.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a hard one to cut. It
A lot
actually
of fractures in there, yes, yeah.
But if I didn't tell you it fell apart, you wouldn't know. That's so. But look at the outside of it. So maybe this will help Chris a little bit. If I can add a little bit to the shape of that meteorite that you have there, that's a fragment of a meteorite. As Pat said, it's probably been out there for 1,000 years, which literally, and we're not just saying 1,000 years, we're saying 1,000 winters, 1,000 summers. All the rainfall, all the expansion and contraction breaks that meteorite mass up into what we have here, the shards or fragments of the meteorite.
Grayish color.
Yeah.
But again, as we talked about crust last time, you can see this area down here is desert varnished. And then up here, it's not super black, but that area where we can't see through is crust. So this whole area in here is all fusion crust. And for this one is to cut and classify. Now, if it were a perfectly crusted individual, maybe not, but where it's sandblasted on all the surfaces.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
But it is a very pretty rock. Got one nice big chondrule in the center there, high center.
It's a decent breccia in there that I'm trying to get thinned out. So this is sitting at about 50 or 60 microns, so it's not quite translucent yet. It's starting to just in the corners, but when they get worked down to the appropriate 30, which this one's a little over 30, and I got to do the final polish on, they look good. But there was that fake palisite.
That's
wow.
cool.
Yeah. So again, that's coming down. That's it's getting.
That's Chung's fake palisite.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that brings us to about the 2-hour mark, and after editing and stuff, I'll be up till about 2:30 this morning. But, great hangout, guys. Thanks a lot for joining and so much participation. That's what really makes these things so successful, you guys. So thank you very much. Have a great night, everyone.
Night, everybody.
You as
Thanks
well.
all.
Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.